So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our video of Saturn in the ninth house as your Atmakaraka, as in what happens when Saturn holds the highest degree in your chart, known as the Atmakaraka, and it sits in the ninth house. Meaning, the closer it is to the 29th degree point, highest, meaning it's the one that is racing to the 30th degree, you win the lottery of Saturn. And as always, if you do not know, if you have this position, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, along with all your astrological details, you can check out the links here, astrology.com, where you'll find my books, reports, consultations, including my link to Academy Magha Vedic Astrology Academy, where I currently have a marriage course active, where I'm teaching that one video every week. Also, now I have all the courses combined with just one click, so you can check that out. Those who were asking how can I get like all the courses at once, so with discount and all that, so that's all there. Now I'm making this video in 2025, 15 minutes till 2025, then 2026, so you're still getting this video from back in time. Okay, so ninth house Saturn. Now Atmakaraka, see, ninth house Saturn, I can give you 20 different predictions. But Atmakaraka has a different thing. The Atmakaraka is about responsibility. Atmakaraka is about, first of all, what expertise you're bringing in this life, but also what karma you have to kind of like check off, meaning you have to do something. You have to pay something back. That's why you have gotten this particular alignment. So the number one thing you will see, this person would be in their profession responsible for knowledge, education, training, learning. Meaning, even if, let's say, you're in IT, you're in law, like for example, you get new interns from Harvard. Now it's somehow you are going to be assigned to teach them how everyday thing works, how depositions work. What are you going to do with this contract? What are you going to do if this client calls? Somehow you could be a senior person, but you'll be the one somehow they will look to train these people. Or usually you will see with Saturn in the ninth house that a person may become a leader in the educational field. Like they will be responsible for running the school, becoming a dean. Even a person who will have to take responsibility even in their cultural and religious sector. Like especially you will see on occasions like whether it's Christmas, Diwali, what do you call that? Kwanzaa or Good Friday. I don't know. What was that Jewish holiday? But maybe, they have to take part in the church and synagogue or temple regarding certain things. Now, why is it that is happening? Because obviously certain things were ignored in past life. One of the biggest thing is what? You are responsible for father and what father needs in this life. You could be the middle child, the eldest, or the youngest. Somehow, if Atmakaraka is in the ninth house, you will see the father will pick you. Hey, I need this. Can you do this? I need your help with this. You could be 7 siblings, which is a rare thing, especially in the Western world. But people still have them, in other mountain areas in Asia. But father will be asking you. You will be responsible for taking care of the father. You can't ignore those. But then what did I say about Atmakaraka? Atmakaraka is the expertise. You bring in the expertise of higher knowledge, focused on dharma. You already know how to take care of, like how to deal with a guru, how to deal with a priest. When it comes to higher knowledge, it's like you're walking in your first day to this big university. You're walking into Wharton School of Finance. You don't need to worry about like, how am I going to, deal with the colleagues? What's going to happen here? You just kind of sense it. This is how it's done. This is how I have to act. This is what is going to be accepted or expected of me, in this university. So this is why I said, and especially with Saturn in the ninth house, if, for example, Moon, Mercury, or Venus somehow is connected with this Saturn, a person will have to have some responsibility towards publishing something. Usually somebody can be in a higher education like postdoctoral degree, and they're have to, publish certain things. So they become responsible for that. The other thing that also happens, this person will also have to take care of responsibility of social circles, maintaining relationship with social circles, because the social circles they will only make in this life, they will need interactions from you. If you don't are not responsible towards them, they're like, no, we don't want to be with this person. Sometimes you don't need to contact a social circles for years on end. This person has to maintain a relationship. This person has to take on responsibility of even elder sibling. So elder sibling will need things from you if you have an elder sibling. So if your elder sibling is not there, then it's going to be the social circles. And on the other hand, this person also has to take on responsibility of diseases, deaths, aunts, uncles. They will look to you. That actually becomes a very strong karma. More than anything, the ninth house karma and the karma of this aunts, uncles, debts, health, this is where this person is going to be having to pay their debts off. Now, if let's say, for example, you were looking at regular Saturn in the ninth house, well, actually, no. If you really want to know the Atmakaraka, this person is going to have to be responsible for ancestral property. Ancestral land especially. Usually may not be a property unless Mars or Venus are involved or Mercury is involved. But it could be a barren land where a person has to deal on a yearly basis, going to the place, taking care of certain things, finding out new zoning laws, paying certain taxes. Like, you hear these particular type of stories, especially in like India. Here, a person will be responsible, but mostly there aren't that many ancestral property being passed down. Usually in this the western side of the world, people, when they get property and if they've lived for a while, they're like, okay, let's sell it. Let's make money off of it. Like in India, people store gold for life. Here, oh, I bought gold. Now it's twice as much. Let me sell it. That's the mentality here. But you will see that this responsibility comes upon the person. And usually you will see, like from childhood, they're asked to be disciplined towards their religion, disciplined towards their religious sect, yet they will rebel, but they can escape. Like usually and this is where you have to be careful when you have this particular position, such person may actually run into a situation where they want to change their religion, change their religious belief, convert to something. And that's when the big, curse of the Pitris come in. Because they've held you responsible for their descending lineage, and this held you responsible, and yet you completely ignored it and you actually went opposite to it. So the certain Pitris who are not born, and or even if they could be born, their energy in the ancestral plane is there. It's like a stored bank, and that energy is hoping for something. Like, for example, I could be a Pitri of my own lineage or some lineage, right? And I'm reborn. But maybe I left that energy in the astral plane, that I want these descendants to take care of this and this. They must. We don't know how fourth dimension or fifth dimension works. This is why these things are possible. If you just read the book Autobiography of a Yogi, you'll understand we don't know nothing about time, space, mathematics, physics. Everything fails once you go into that other side. You don't know what is it there. Maybe I am still there, and yet I've given portion of my projection onto this three-dimensional plane. And I'm watching myself. Oh, you're making this video. Okay, good. That's what I wanted to do. These are the things that take place. So you are responsible for Pitris and ancestors, because naturally, ninth house is your ancestors. Saturn represents something which is old and foundational. So it's not just the foundation of a property. Saturn represents the foundation of what your, ancestors were, the old people who may have passed away. Even though, yes, Sun is lineage, right? And Sun is naturally one of the karakas of the ninth house of father. Saturn is the son of Sun. So this is why Saturn also is responsible for this. More so than the Sun, because Sun has passed down those responsibility or certain responsibility to Saturn. So, and the thing you have to understand with Atmakaraka, you'll run into your life cycle will be such that it makes you, tests you, tries to take you away from the responsibility, and you have to fight back and know, this is my responsibility. Because this is where actually I have the expertise. That's what you don't get. Where your Atmakaraka is, you have that expertise. Okay. So anyway, guys, it's going to be Happy New Year in like 5 minutes. So I know I have to celebrate with my daughters. We do our, stupid dances on New Year's. But anyway, we'll see you later. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss this type of videos. And if you want to know anything about astrology, consultation, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.